Well, considering all the rest of the Reaper Bones unboxings, I decided to do just a very laid-back unboxing this time. I'm going to be showing off some of the stuff I found interesting about this Kickstarter and also the Tree of Despair, aka the Tree of Woe, which of course they can't call it that because I believe that's copyrighted from Conan, maybe? In any case, first things up is the tiles. And then we have the first expansion, which is Dreadmere, a very interesting kind of Warhammer Fantasy expansion. Then the Underdark expansion, which is very cool as well. I got a lot of bases, including some huge bases, which are actually difficult to find for cheap prices. And there's the Tree of Despair. And they also included the rather disappointing flight bases, and I got an extra villager set. This thing here has not really been updated too much. There was a couple things in there that were new, including pizza dungeon dice.
Pizza dungeon dice? Pizza's not for dice.
Pizza dungeon dice? What? Are they just throwing random... whatever. And then we have the Pathfinder Paints, which is apparently going to be some Reaper Paints specifically for Pathfinder stuff. And then we got the big paint chart. Since I use so many different types of paint, it doesn't really matter all that much. And then we have the Tree of Woe, which is a very nice model. It doesn't fit all that flush on the base, but I think if I glue it correctly, it will. And then we have the little accoutrements, including some buzzards, which are nice that they're all individually kind of modeled there. And then we have the two alternative victims. We have the lady victim and the male victim. And then I can kind of trying to situate it, but I think one of the little chains there was bent, so it's actually difficult to show the model on there without gluing him on. And I'm not sure if I'm going to glue him on. I kind of want to see if maybe I can just use this as is without gluing a figure to there. And here's some of the dungeon tiles, or I forget what Reaper called them. But here they are laid on top of some Dwarven Forge tiles. So you can see they're two-sided. They're a little bit thinner than Dwarven Forge, so they're not going to be an exact match. But you do have a lot of options for different layers. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, whether I'm going to paint them kind of a uniform color, or maybe kind of paint them in different colors, like maybe a reddish or a more tan for kind of like a pyramid-style look. I don't know. So let's take some quick comparisons from the villager miniatures to verify that the villagers in the rest of the core set was going to be in the traditional Bones material, and the expansions were going to be in the new Bones material. As far as I've seen, most of the materials seem similar to the Bones. They might actually be a slightly better mix, but when you open up the expansion stuff, it's very clear that the expansions are in the new material. There's much sharper detail, that it's much stiffer material. I'm sure it's going to take primer and paint way better than the original material, and overall I'm just overjoyed that they decided to release it like this. Very happy. Though, I think with my methods of painting the original material, all these townsfolk will turn out great with Vallejo. Also, super pleased to see that stuff is on the sprue. Happy, happy, joy, joy. No issues with having to put together anything. And there was some super interesting sculpts like this Grell-esque miniature here. I gotta say, the Dreadmere expansion was my absolute favorite of the whole set. So there you have it, everybody. I am definitely going to be painting up the Dreadmere stuff first for one of my campaigns. If there's anything you want me to take a closer look at, please let me know in the comments below. Or if maybe you have some comments about the Reaper Bones you got from the Kickstarter, also leave a comment below.
contemplate this on the tree of woe.